Hi everyone, it's Lindsay. Welcome back to another video. Today it's a simple video. I'm going to be sharing some very simple watercoloring and how I like to use vertical sentiments. So I'm going to be using some stamps that are brand new from Cracker Box and Susie Stamps with their new release. If you haven't checked out their new release all this month, because each week during this month there is a new release for the anniversary of Cracker Box and Susie Stamps, head over to my blog and you'll find all of the posts there. So the first thing I'm going to do is use this stamp and stamp it down onto some watercolor paper. Now, whenever you're watercoloring, you want to make sure that you use an ink that will play nicely with your watercolors and water. So I'm using VersaFine Clair and Nocturne to do my stamping. I'm stamping on the smooth side of some watercolor paper, but even so, I still want to use my Misty and I'm going to do a double stamp just to make sure that I get everything nice and solid. And you'll notice as I stamp this, all the different details you get in this stamp. This is a red rubber stamp. It is a cling stamp, but that stamping material is red rubber, and the details you can get in red rubber are just phenomenal. So once I have that stamped down, I let it dry for a few minutes, and then it was time to start watercoloring. I'll be using my Arteza brush markers to do watercoloring today. The thing with Artezas is they have a lot of pigment in them. So in order to get a more light look that I'm going for here, I am going to first scribble down the color onto an acrylic block. You can do an acrylic block, you can do a paint palette, you can do a piece of plastic, a laminated sheet of cardstock, whatever you have on hand. And then from there, I'll go ahead and pick up my colors with my brush. And to put the colors down, I am using my Arteza water brushes. These are essentially paint brushes that have a water well inside of them. So I don't need that extra cup of water on my desk. I'm really clumsy and I work in a small space. Anytime I have a cup of water out, it almost always gets knocked over. So these just work out better for me in my space. But you can easily just use a paintbrush and a cup of water as well. So I started off with red. What I like to do is when I scribble down the color, I like to color all of the elements that are going to be that color while it's on my little palette. Then I'll move on to a different color. And as my palette, my acrylic block gets filled up with color and I don't have any more space, I can just wipe it down with a paper towel. So I started off with red and I colored in the hearts and a few of the little flowers and the little hearts in that little bat nest up at the top of the bench. Then I moved on to some purples for a few more of the little flowers in the basket. Then moved on to a pink for the heart pillow, blue for another pillow behind that, and also the blanket underneath the basket. Then I moved on to some browns and also like a terracotta color for the pot the plant is in. And then I'm moving on to different greens for all the leaves in this image. Finally, I'm going to come back to purple just because I found a few other elements that I wanted to color purple. Going back to colors is fine, just it helps me to kind of get an idea of where I want a lot of things first. And then as I go throughout my picture, I like to pull from those colors I've already used and go back and color some more of the elements with those colors. Finally, I'm going to finish off with my largest area, which is the bench, and color all of that in brown. So I struggle with large areas with watercolor, so I like to take my time as much as I can with watercolor and just do the best I can. I am no expert with watercolor. I just try my best. And then once that was done, it's time to set this aside to dry and move on to the sentiment. But I do have to say, I love the way this little scene turned out. Now for the sentiment, I am going to put it off to the right-hand side of this image. I'm going to stamp it onto craft cardstock just for a little pop of color and so it helps the sentiment stand out. I inked up the sentiment with VersaFine Clair and Nocturne, and then I'll stamp it down. Now this is a vertical sentiment. I have trouble with vertical sentiments and how to use them. So one way to use them is just to pop them off to the side of your scenes like I'm doing here. Use it just like you would a regular horizontal sentiment, but instead of doing a vertical down at the bottom I'm just going to put it off to the right hand side. So I put a little bit of adhesive onto that panel, and then I'll just line it up with my colored panel, my watercolor paper, and press it down. And my sentiment says with sympathy, but in this new release, there are quite a few different vertical sentiments to choose from. Once I have that lined up, I can just give it a good press and make sure everything stays put. Then it's time to finish off this simple card. But here's a nice close-up of that sentiment attached to the panel. It just looks like it belongs there, and I think that's what I struggle with most when I go in with vertical sentiments. I feel like they just don't look quite right, but popping them off to the side of your scenes on a separate piece of cardstock really helps to bring the whole thing together. The last thing I did was just pop up this panel onto an A2 side folding card base that I'm using horizontally, and I did that with some dimensional adhesive to complete this really simple card. The thing that took the most time on this was the watercolor, but even that was super simple. That is going to do it for me today. All the supplies that I use will be listed down in the description box below. Thanks for watching, everyone, and happy crafting.